And we are recording.
I thought it was 12 o'clock somewhere.
Whitman DPW Building Committee meeting. We have the minutes from November 4th.
Motion.
Second.
We have motion second. Is there any discussion? Nope. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Scott, you're up. Construction progress?
I'll just pull up the report and then.
Yep.
Yeah, so anyway, we've had a good month of November, I would say, considering a few days off with the Thanksgiving holiday. Hopefully everyone had a good Thanksgiving.
Turkey didn't.
Yeah, Turkey Day. And I would say overall, we're pretty satisfied with the progress the past month. We have, I guess just to go through the work that was, the major work that was done in November, we had some slab and grade prep and pour in the vehicle storage bay. We had the admin area had been poured and there was a lot of layout and framing done, just getting all the partitions in. We had electrical, plumbing, rough-ins, roofing is pretty substantially complete, and just overall in the envelope, the metal panels are going in and we're starting to detail those, working away around door openings and some of the areas where the building comes together, different transitions. And let's see, we the paving is pretty much, as of today, the binder's all down. So there's just been some miscellaneous site work going on. We did get the transformer in, which is good, and the generator's set. So we're in good shape there to kind of, get the building closed in and continue on with the things. And, we don't have to worry about, chasing down a transformer and stuff like that. So that's good. Good to note. In terms of just overall kind of coordination on site between us and other consultants and everybody, it's been a lot of the same with managing GCI for testing services. And we had a visit from Andrea from ADS this past month. She's getting ready she sent out a draft of a deliverable that she's going to be submitting this month. Which I don't know if we may talk more about in this meeting, but it's just part of her process and what she's reporting on. We've always note the list of contractors that we've seen on site and consultants, so we've seen a few new companies come on in the last month. In terms of administrative items, we're doing pretty good on submittals. We've got one open submittal pending action, and there's been a few RFIs, and none of those are pending action at the moment, so those are closed out, which is good. And we've been continuing to have our weekly meetings. With the project team, we've also had, in the last month we didn't really have any other meetings outside of that. We did kind of follow through with some HKA put a request for proposal or proposal request out there for some additional security items that came up from the previous IT and security meeting. So we don't have pricing for that in yet, but we're just kind of tracking that. It's in here later on. upcoming work for the next month, so like I said, the binder got finished up today. Overhead doors and still a ways out. We're not expecting those until late January at the moment, but they have been doing some prep around the doors, including trim panels, returns, and also the sills, the embedded sills. Some of those are done, some of them are prepped and ready to go. Mason mobilized on site in the past week and a half. They did a mock-up, and Mike was out there today to review it. So, pending kind of get some protection set up. We'll see some masonry work shortly. The installation of radiant heat piping in the vehicle maintenance bay is going to be starting up soon. They just finished a final inspection on the rebar mat in there. There's a couple of things to note. They made the adjustments there, so they can pretty much start any day now. So that slab on grade will get poured. Expecting that this month. As far as miscellaneous site work, we got those concrete aprons to do and those embedded sills. And we're still just doing some miscellaneous exterior wall framing and blocking as we continue to detail the outside. And again, there's a focus on getting this thing weather tight and hopefully we'll see Paige put some 10-foot closures in while we wait for the windows. There was a slight window delay that we were notified about. So those are coming early January right now. And then again, just on the roof, just mostly detailing work at this right now. So, and ongoing over the next month, we should see that all wrap up. Just overall schedule, we got a schedule update on the 19th, and I noticed some small slippage in that. So right now I think it's been, let's call it like 10 days or so roughly, depending on which activity you look at, but we're kind of looking at obviously substantial completion and when the old green building can come down. So right now they're calling for the mid-15th to get the utilities cut and get the demo complete by June 6th. Overall, I think they were just around the right beginning of June previously on getting that completed. So again, that slip is probably less than 10 days. But I did send out an email today to Paige regarding the schedule, asking them for some more information. I need to know how much float they have built into the schedule. So on the updates, they haven't given me that column. So I'll be reviewing it with Tony a little bit closer and sort of, I guess, trying to get a plan together what their plan is for the winter, temping in just to keep the project moving in the same kind of pace that it has been moving. So we'll be doing that over the next month just to kind of see if we can find some time and see if the schedule that they're giving us is an accurate schedule or if it's more floating at than we're realizing, because it seems like they could finish up before that, in my opinion, based on what I've seen other projects finish and stuff like that. So just going on to the budget update, we're 51% complete. We had, I think, three invoices this month. We'll go over in a few minutes. But we updated this through change order number 5, which we did get a change order this month for like 7,000 change down here, 7,686. That included 2 PCOs. PCO 11 was the removal of some asphalt that was around the site. It was not in the contract. It was $4,600 for that, and then PCO 12 was RFI number 69 with some vent changes that came up that needed to be addressed, so we added those at $3,000 and change. So the total for that change order is $7,686.34. Like I said, the budget update carries us through that change order, anticipating, it was approved at the, the job meeting group, and that brings us to, like I said, 51.8% on for Page, and let's see here, I don't know if there's any items within here that you want me to just kind of touch on, just to see percentages and stuff like that. We had our bill this month, and we had a bill from GCI as a reimbursable. Other than that, HK didn't bill this month, and adjusted the contingency to pick up that $7,000 from the change order. So we're only 2.8% expended on the contingency, leaving a balance of $806,371. So financially, we're in good shape, I would say. I'm feeling confident in the budget and pretty confident with the schedule, other than just, we are a little bit beyond where we want to be with the contractual completion date. So, as I said, like in previous meetings, as we get to this point where we're almost weather tight, we're looking at it closely to see, how the weather's going to behave and what Page does to get the building enclosed and progress with the interior, rough and finishes.
Be nice not to have snow in the building.
Yeah.
Unlike our last project,
At the police station?
I said it would be nice not to have snow in the building.
Like the
our
police
last
station.
project.
Had no safety issues to report in the last month. QAQC and construction testing I brought up before. This is the ADS, the report that I talked about from ADS is this phase 1 report, the tier classification submitted to Mass DEP. Should be later in the month.
Anything of concern in there?
I met with Andrea, I forgot, I think it was probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and we walked the site and had a conversation in the trailer. She didn't bring anything of concern up. She actually noted that I think it's going well, and there may be a way to rediscover it after she submits her report.
Just the formality.
Well, we're on a phase 2 line for Atkinson's water. That's what we're worried about.
Did they ever come out and do that testing for the water?
I believe they did.
Yeah, over at the,
On both sides.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember this was,
But they didn't report anything on that.
No. If we didn't get a notice to
Yeah.
do something immediately, it would indicate that we're probably okay.
No compliance issues, community issues. There's really just minor things here we put in here, where it's just that DPW workers had made some light repairs to the salt shed, and there was a small depression that we were looking at out in the front when there was an asphalt patch that got resolved, at least within the last month, so that can come off here. And just tracking winter conditions and potential issue. I mean, really, the cost burden of winter conditions is on Page, and we will just keep monitoring the work sequence, to see how it may or may not affect the critical path activities being delayed. And obviously, if there is a concern with that, we'll just, and we think that there's something that they could be doing to prevent any more slippage and make it pickup time, we'll notify Page and try to, either we'll obviously note it, and then we'll kind of ask them for recovery action if we think we need to.
Yeah, we're gonna have a mild winter.
Yeah. And then
Well,
just as a potential cost impact is the request for proposal number 2. Or I think I referred it as a proposal request earlier. That's the request for pricing for some miscellaneous security modifications. Don't know the costs at this time, but should have those back.
Shouldn't be much.
It shouldn't be too bad.
Is that added or revised or a little of both?
Little of both.
A little of both.
Yeah. So there was the request by the your IT administrator to use the Genetec system for the security system because that's what's used in town. And then he asked for a card reader on the door to the IT closet that's up on the mezzanine. And then we're relocating the security panels from the electric room over basically one room to that IT closet. But since none of that's been done yet, it shouldn't. The card reader is additional cost.
Yep.
And the Genetec system may be additional cost. So,
Okay. Thank you.
And FF&E and technology will have a pretty busy month this month and next month, just working on solicitations, more solicitations and pricing. More for equipment. We do have the other price back. I literally just got it back minutes ago from AIS, Sheehan's. For the furniture, I took a quick look, and initially it's higher, but which is what we saw in another project in Hudson. I mentioned that last month, but at a quick glance, I noticed they had lockers in there, which we own through the contract. So I really need to go through this and check they were supposed to price it, budgetary pricing based on the furniture plans that WHCA put together. So right now they're at 101,745, and W Mason's at 61,187.
Have we looked at COR, the Department of Corrections? Serious.
Great about resources.
They turn out a tremendous amount of office furniture.
I thought you meant creative office resources.
No.
That's Department.
No, Department of Corrections.
Okay. No,
And seriously, they do a lot of work in the Commonwealth.
I mean, we could. Is that's for like used furniture? Or?
No, it's all new furniture. They got to do something while they're in jail.
Who manufacture furniture?
Yeah, really. Yeah. They're at every MMA conference, aren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
They got a catalog?
They do have a catalog.
They do have a catalog, yeah.
They do have a catalog. Should probably request one. Seriously, it's an option I would have looked at if I knew they had it when we did the last building project.
So these are people that took from society once and now they're going to take from society again by undercutting
Right.
the contract.
Right. I didn't say the union. I didn't say the union.
They're all together though.
so if I take out the lockers just real quick, they're at like around 80 grand versus the
Right.
61. So we're probably not going to get there with them. I did go over the, middle of the line, grade A fabric or grade 1 fabric, whatever, which is what they both agreed was what they would pick for this type of facility. So they should be kind of apples to apples, but again, I think just before we kind of finalize, starting to have work with Bruce, and the department would be for me to just run through this and get all the quantities, make sure that there's nothing else in here to but I would probably make a motion to vote on going with W. Mason pending, anything we find within the next 24 hours, reviewing this.
Right. I'll make a motion. I wouldn't want to hold it up.
Right, I'll second that.
Motion second to go forward with WB Mason.
Are we buying this under state contract?
Yes. All right, that's great. And then
Any discussion? Further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
So I would suggest, unless you hear something really positive from DCR, whatever they are, we're going to go ahead with Mason.
And then,
Unless you're in the bids.
I'm gonna
We'll let Rick make the plan.
I'm gonna get together with Josh this month and see what, get a list of IT needs
That's if you can
for
find it.
his room, the IT room there. So we can start.
Switches and racks.
Yeah, we can start getting we may see some pricing back on some of that stuff within the next 30, 45 days. And then, on the equipment side, I've had a couple more recent conversation with Bruce about, kind of what's needed there, and that's, everything's pretty much shown. Those sort of questions like what else might there be that's not shown. So I just need to solicit pricing, and that'll be close to them on state bid list. If they're not, we'll go for 3 quotes.
Right.
And I'd like to have that back. Best case, I'll have stuff back by the next, for next, some request to awards for next committee meeting. Maybe some stuff. I'm gonna, I'll check on lead times and stuff like that. If there's anything that's longer lead time, obviously we're gonna try to push that through sooner than later. If there's something that is less lead time, then we have more time, then we'll prioritize it, accordingly. So just going on to some photos.
It was early in the month, early in November, right after the admin slab had been poured, and Barbara was in there framing. Obviously, you can see they're doing the 12 gauge stud with the partitions.
These are a little bit older, so I'm just gonna I'll go through them quick, and then I'm gonna jump over to some photos from today, which I think will help you see just where we're at today. This is slab prep in here in the vehicle storage garage. More work on the outside here, bollards inside.
Panel work,
What white panels?
exterior
Insulation.
panels going in.
Yeah.
They're insulated.
Yeah.
Detail.
Yeah.
But is that
That's
the
a
outside
floor.
final panel?
The concrete
White
floor.
bits?
First.
So in
there's
our last
some-
meeting, we had nothing but
some-
dirt on the ground there. Now we got
Yeah.
a full garage. So there was 2 pours during the month.
Boards was the first one. This one was prepped. And since then, it's been poured.
That's a view from above.
Progress, the vapor barrier, and the rebar mat. So I'm going to pouring it and finishing it, and then, like I said, just to kind of show you some. If I click on these, will they go up to the next? Or?
Yeah, you can click on and go back.
So here's like an outside one. You can see a lot of the panels that are on here.
That was today. Yeah, that was this morning.
Now, question, those panels, those insulated panels?
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
Is there an outer something going to go on the outsides of those, or that the outside?
So they're looking nice. But
Yeah, the masonry is just up to that 4-foot mark there.
Right.
That's going to be all covered in brick, and the rest of it will be that paneling.
Okay.
That paneling has the R-rated, right? That's insulation.
Yeah, it's 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if stones will pierce it or.
No, it's got like a textured finish to it. So there's some. It's not a smooth panel. You can see from the pictures, it's kind of got a very.
Yeah.
It's not a deep rip. It's a minor rip, and then the metal itself has got sort of a stucco texture to it.
So, so there's metal over those panels? There's metal surfaces on it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I was thinking it was like,
sandwich panel. You have the rigid insulation in the middle.
Yeah.
It's
and metal on each side holds.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
metal on both sides.
You don't
Thank
take an impact from a couch if kids happen to throw it.
Yeah.
What if they're going to run and start with?
some masonry stuff here on
There's a
site.
silo set up.
Kind of get normalized there.
The brick was delivered this morning as well.
Yeah.
Where's the brick going?
For
I'm just
some
going
corners.
through here. Let's see.
Yeah.
Am I?
Looking good.
Oh, okay.
Looks nice.
Look at it way.
Big pile of dirt.
Are there concrete aprons on all the garage doors? Like, okay.
We had some binder going on today in the front.
You can see that they were digging for the granite curving.
Beautiful. Granite curbing, excellent.
They just started today.
Yeah.
It's been all on site for.
Will be sidewalks too, or no?
Are they backing up the
Yeah.
granite curbing with concrete? Are they going to pour concrete in the pit?
Inside of the,
That's the way it's detailed.
yeah,
Yeah, okay.
not underneath, but
I just saw him setting it today, and with the rain coming tonight, he hasn't worked out good for us before.
True. Bruce, you're not used to that smoother ride.
no Whitman.
What a solar panel?
Those are guys doing you can see there the
Oh,
roof
really?
detail
Curve at its way.
Gonna
panel
put solar
there.
panels?
That's what they're finishing to do the install. That's going to finish that whole run this week, all the way out to.
Well, that'll bring in some heat and light.
Buddy,
Sweet dog. Official mascot.
It's very smooth.
You see?
That Todd? That the old Todd?
It's all binder. No, it's new
Sorry, that was
binder.
slow.
Wow.
Tell me where it's slow.
Yeah, the whole place is paved.
Yeah.
The binder.
Yeah.
Okay, transformer.
It's good.
Well,
Can't wait till the green building comes down, then they do what they're gonna do. Maybe put some
I guess
nice
that's pretty far
trees there,
back.
landscape.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
12th.
we have a small landscaper
Yeah,
in the road.
I mean, the
I
9th.
tell you, it's gonna look great.
Well, that's today though. That's
Yeah,
the
people are
brick
saying,
being delivered
now
this
that they're
morning.
noticing it.
So I still have to upload a bunch of pictures from today, but it was still tarped at that point, and then my phone rang, and I got some pictures.
So I think, I don't know, I just wanted to give you that kind of the most recent one so you could see what it looks like from today.
Definitely a transformation from the last meeting when it was just dirt, pretty much still, and now we got.
encouraging.
Yeah, it looks good.
And then we just got the invoices that we had to approve.
We're gonna have polished concrete floors.
not quite polished, a little texture to it.
Well, it looks polished.
Rick, you have a question?
Yes, I just wanted to follow up on Scott's comments about the timeline and the schedule.
Yeah.
So we brought this up at the last weekly meeting as well. The projects have been going on for 9 months, right? And we're at 51%. We have 7 months to go to do 49%. So I think it's more of a concern. And we did commit to bringing it up to the general contractor, and I know you sent an email, right? So it's something that I think is well in their control to pick up the pace. They've had an extremely lucky weather pattern, and they should be closer to 60% in my mind at this point. So I just think if we don't get some feedback from them next week, we could lose the opportunity when winter actually sets in early next month.
Well, it's our job to hold their feet to the fire at our
I think it's time. Yep.
So full disclosure on that, Peter came in the office later today and he asked how we would feel, how Dave and I would feel about taking down the front garage earlier than April. And we didn't feel
You
that
didn't
at
have
all.
warm feelings?
You didn't feel good about it?
No.
Right,
He does understand you'd be out in the open.
We're in winter now. We have vehicles in there that need to be in heat. The jet. He said that could bring in trailers for like the guys to have lunch and stuff like that. But we have equipment in there. Dave's got a whole stock room full of, water fittings and things like that we would have to move out.
You need to have like a substantial completion on like one of the wings,
Right.
and
Right.
then and get an okay from the building
Good
department.
TCO.
Yeah.
And maybe that's possible, but
Well, that's our bargaining chip, I think.
you think
I
we
think
could
that
talk
puts
to
up
them
their
about it,
pace.
talk to the building commissioner and see if there's something that we could work out.
And if we were to start, now if the weather stays mild and we're not having a lot of snowstorms, then we can commit manpower to, trying to move everything that's in there that has to be inside into some kind of storage, which we don't have. The armory's chock full now. I was going to touch on that too. We've had 2 sanding operations now, just 1-inch little snowstorms while we did go out sanding, and it worked out pretty good. We have sanders parked in the armory, which we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get them all in there. We have a loader parked in the old garage. It just fits height-wise. We can have that plugged in. So, it worked out pretty good with that, as far as the winter operation, the way we're set up right now. If we didn't have that building, like some of the time, middle of the winter, definitely.
Are you still interested in exploring or having those bays, having trucks go into those bays as is? Over in the
Well, we talked to Peter had mentioned that we could park some trucks in the garage once that floor was set, and
Right.
the doors had aprons to get in.
Right.
And we thought that would make it a little easier, but the way it is now, we would park in there, especially if the snowstorm was coming.
Right.
But the way we have the sanders, we were thinking we would park the sanders in the loader in there, but the way we have it now, the sanders are in the heated building
At the armory?
at the armory.
Yeah.
And the loader's got plugged in. It's not the heated section of that front garage, but it wouldn't be heated in the new one either. And so I think we're okay.
Well, that goes to my point because I'm thinking about like winter conditions and what needs to be addressed. Really, the admin of the building is pretty much the only thing that, in my opinion, that you have to close in, right? For winter conditions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that we were kind of maybe behind because of the starting up issues that we had with the flooding and the certain issues and getting things straightened away?
I think it's a manpower issue, personally. I don't think there's
Yeah,
enough
I'm
people
not going on
that
record as saying anything we did good.
Right.
No, it really is about management of,
Right. Oh, yeah.
of manpower. And to me, there's no reason they shouldn't have the window subcontractor mobilized, or at least start putting temporary panels in to close the building in.
Yeah.
Because you've got interior CMU walls that could be starting. You know what I mean? There's so many things that could be happening simultaneously, and it seems like they're trying to do one thing, finish it, do the next thing, finish it. We should have some overlap in these tasks, in my mind. So,
Yeah, because
I agree.
Light a fire.
a lot of the crews aren't even there on Fridays.
yeah, it's pretty much a skeleton crew, in my mind.
Have you noticed there's less workers there?
On Fridays? Yeah, I mean, I know that constructs guys, the panel guys, they do 9.5-hour days Monday through Thursday, so they're short on Fridays. Last Friday was that?
After Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we had a skeleton crew last week, and then the Friday before that was a Friday after Thanksgiving.
Well, you can also look at the historical requisitions, right? We're down, they're getting less. We're paying less every month. We shouldn't be. We should be paying more,
Yeah.
right? We should be gaining some speed here, in my mind.
Yeah.
And I see money wise and payment wise, we're about that 50%. And then, Rick said we're 9 out of 16 months. Is that
We're doing another
9 months is reality, but what does the schedule show? Like, what's the percent complete schedule, not money? That's something that they should be able to show us in their P6 or whatever they're using,
Yeah.
you know?
I mean, they have plenty of time there for the finishes. What I've noticed on DPWs is that the finishes, and once they're enclosed, it goes pretty fast. It's just not that big of an area of, at the admin area and stuff like that. I mean, it's a good size, but it's not like, it's just, it should go pretty quick. And obviously I've looked at the schedule and stuff, but without seeing the float and kind of like, kind of a little bit, getting more information from them and maybe asking for the, P6 and look at the logic and stuff, I can't. Haven't
What's
to do that yet.
critical path?
Right?
Right.
I mean, do we as a committee I know you sent some emails, but do we as a committee /town send them a letter? Or through CMS of,
I think that'll,
documented a little more of,
I think that'll have to come out of a discussion we have in the working group.
I don't think
Yeah.
if you wanted to come
I'm
to
just-
the committee, you could, but I don't.
Yeah.
We're here for you guys to manage that.
Yeah.
Do they pay a penalty if they're not on time on budget? Remember, like the police station?
it's liquidated.
Yeah, liquidated
Just
damages.
liquidated damages.
They go beyond, sir,
Yeah.
well beyond, yeah.
I think there is some built into the contract.
Might be an incentive enough for them to move.
So the only thing I would say, I would just caution against partial use of the building, even if it were just like that garage space or something.
I agree.
Because, if they go, you park some trucks in there, and then the next thing you know, they're coming back and blaming you for hitting the
Right.
wall. And so
Yes, I agree.
hitting the
Yeah.
door frame or hitting whatever. And, regardless of what the building inspector would allow or not allow, I would say, keep with the contract and occupy the building when the building is done. And ready to be occupied.
I agree with that.
Maybe better off to get some trailers or something, whether you buy them, Conex boxes or something, or you rent them. If you want to move that out and give it to them earlier, because I mean their contractual date is April 21st or something.
Why does he want to knock the green building down sooner?
His words to me were just to keep the crews.
What's site work?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's site work.
yeah.
Keep the crews inside finishing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
He's got a
Don't
site
make me-
contractor that doesn't want to leave and come back.
Exactly right. He doesn't have anything else to do. That's exactly.
Well, the thing is,
And
if,
it's winter. It's winter
if
work.
the main building, if the brand new building isn't being completed on schedule, well, that's because we had to knock down the green building. No,
Yeah.
you have a schedule. Stay to it.
Don't forget, we still get slapped with that green light letter too. I mean, that's
Yep.
something that they've got.
I know,
The
that's
what?
why I'm not willing to make any kind of.
And they're showing in their schedule certain delays that's
Attributed to
outside of that. Like when they had to, they had to, well, partially because of that, the green light letter, they had filed for their 10-day notification and then it expired, then they had to do it again, so they lost like 10 days there or something.
Right.
And then they had this issue with getting the building down. They got into the demo, but the abatement, but they couldn't bring that building down right away because the power line, the power was still to it. And then they had that work order that, like, they dragged their feet on that they should have done before that. So we have some ammunition, obviously, like, for why, like, we've kind of been a little lenient with these dates they've been putting out here, into June, July, but it's like just like each month, it's like a few days,
Creeping.
and it's
It's
just
in the wrong direction.
and it's been, if they're not working, if they are maybe not working full days, that's not or full weeks. That's obviously a concern because especially this time of the year, I mean, you get some good weather, you might want to be working, maybe even a double shift or something, if you get a week, some good weather, but I don't know.
I think to Rick's point, so he doesn't have the windows. They got delayed on top of that.
Yeah.
That should be the question number one.
Yeah.
When are you going to start closing in the windows so you can do more work?
Yep.
Because that's only going to just
I
delay
think
more. I
they're-
mean, you can't.
But then you got to pull the paneling
I mean-
off, put the windows on.
Right, but you're not even supposed to be doing it in the year rough.
Right.
Yeah,
Protect the
yeah.
farm.
You're not even supposed to be doing your rough MEPs without a weather tight enclosure.
Yeah.
Right.
Throughout the date of April 8th, they were supposed to get the windows. Today.
April?
Peter.
The windows?
No, January 8th. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that was gonna say.
Why are they looking at me so funny?
Yeah, and we would be looking at some issues.
January 8th.
I mean, I don't know when they were supposed to be here, but there's a lot of
I think they
windows.
lost, I think it was like a 20-day or something,
Yeah.
20-day delay or something. off
That's
Facebook windows.
it's
So,
Do they
and
come-
I think what they're trying to figure out or argue is that, by the time we put the temporary windows in, the windows will be here and stuff. So we just have to deal with that. Or ask them, say, well, how are you going to make it up? If you aren't going to do that, how are you going to make it up? Pick up those days
Recapture them somewhere else.
and
Yep.
after that.
maybe it's the admin and the mechanics space and the open garage. The garage you don't. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Or even if it's just a garage. It's not
I
as
mean-
much work there.
And they do masonry this time of year all the time. Scaffolding,
Absolutely.
tenting, and
Yeah.
temp heat
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So there's no reason why they can't progress with that. And it's like that stuff they need. That masonry stuff we want to keep them going with, right? If the windows drag a little bit, I think they still. I mean, they're doing conduits and boxes right now for electrical, so they're not pulling any wire yet. It won't take them long to rough out the wiring once they're allowed to. Once the place is weathertight.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the roof is not complete, right? There's no roof on it.
It's not complete, but it's substantially complete, and it's
And the
it's
entire-
pretty much tight. There's a couple areas that they're by the edges that aren't done yet, but so
So we have
Okay, motion to authorize payment of $1,281,397.87. Page $46,441 to CMS for a total of $1,327,838.87.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any new business?
So that's everything, right?
So did anybody, I did send out the information that I received from Andrea Stilla to everybody. Anybody have any issues or concerns? There's an ad that's going in the paper for the Whitman Express, the notice of TIA classification after she files it. That's routine, but otherwise I'll just tell her
So is that you that puts the ad in, or is that them?
they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do that. Okay, that's it.
Normal stuff.
All right. Next meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Nope, next meeting maybe?
Next meeting.
Next meeting.
It's on schedule.
Yeah, so it'll be the second January. Yeah. The 13th?
13.
Yeah, 13th. 25.
25, wow.
January 13th, you said. I think I already have it.
I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So made.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.